Hi, Dave Adams here for Nerds of Wisdom. I was driving to work today and for some reason thinking about Pokemon Go because, maybe I haven't been able to play it enough, and some of my friends who aren't even into video games are at a higher level than me, so I'm feeling kind of embarrassed at the moment. Psychology aside, wondering about this whole concept of AR and where it might go and what's going to happen to it in the future. And I was thinking about, the fact that we've had AR for how long now? I mean, we've talked about, we've seen it on fighter jets, the way that their screens interact with them, the way targeting systems happen, all that sort of thing. And then we've been pushing forward in this AR environment, and we're slowly developing. I mean, we thought VR was going to be it for ages, for like virtual reality was going to change the world, and it didn't. However, now we're starting to get to a point where virtual reality is having real applications and real important, discoveries or breakthroughs in terms of what it's capable of and what it's bringing to the experience of being interactive in a digital environment. And now, but I think really there's a great future in AR of the digital environment interacting with the physical environment. And I was thinking about, well, what could AR do to board games, these things? And I started to think, well, actually, that would really open things up a bit, wouldn't it? It would create a whole new spectrum of creativity to be available. I mean, we've looked at apps and board games working together, and we've had XCOM, we've had Alchemists, and we've had, I think it was Alchemists, we've had even, One Night Ultimate Werewolf, a few different things like that. Now we're getting out Mansions of Madness, the second edition, and that like Descent will have an app where the app plays. I mean, essentially, Descent and Mansions of Madness was one versus all. So the app takes the place of the one. So the app becomes the DM in a sense, and runs the game. And you can play it single player or you can play it cooperative. But I think there's more to it than that. I mean, we've explored that. And we've said, well, based on what we've seen, apps won't overrun board games. Board games will still be relevant, and I think that's still true. I absolutely think that's true. That's going to happen. I mean, they're still relevant. I think there's growth area here because I think there's a real chance that augmented reality could play a big part in the future of board games, especially as it becomes more reliable, where it becomes easier to run on smaller devices, where we can start to see things. Here's what I'm hoping for. This is where my brain's going right now. People playing a sleuth game, looking at a board, they all roll initiative per se in the app, and that determines what they're able to see when they hold their phones over the board. They'll all get different clues or clues based on those what they've rolled. You've got facial recognition, which has become phenomenal right now and can be used to pick up. You could clearly use facial recognition software right now to interact with pieces on the board or rooms on the board or characters on the board, and I can start to see augmented reality coming into there, where you start to find this person's got certain powers, or you've got to find a certain item, a certain object, and your ability might be the only one in the group that allows you to see that particular ability, such as you're traveling through caves and you're the only one that can see the elvish writing, that sort of thing. I mean, of course, I think huge possibilities with role playing simply because of the sandbox nature of role playing. But I think board games. I mean, imagine even simple things like Betrayal at House on the Hill, being able to hold your phone over the different sections of the board as the omens appear. You flip this tile, an omen appears. You hold your phone over it instead of drawing a card, and you see the omen take place. Those sorts of things I think would be really and some of them would be just cosmetic. They would just be ways of enjoying the game. They wouldn't necessarily impact the game, but I think there are some significant ways in which augmented reality could change the way we view game mechanics and interact with the game, and could open up new avenues of doing gameplay. And that's something I'm excited about. That's something I want to see. That's something I want to be a part of. Sorry, I just had to get this out. I got to work and I just went, blah, blah, I just need to pull this out of my head. So thanks for putting up with my little rant, tirade. I don't know what it's not really a rant. It's just mental spew. Either way, look, thanks for listening. I'm Dave Adams. See you next time.